everybody, and welcome to Storming Coasters. Today I'll be touring you around my park in Theme Park Tycoon 2. This park is called River Valley. I'd say that it is a pretty good park. Alright, and here we go, through the gates. Let's do this. Alright, first ride we're gonna ride is probably the drop tower. Because, why not? Drop towers are fun. And the drop tower's name is Skyrider. I might change the color of the drop tower pretty soon. Because it is a little, it's a little too much like Fearfall from Kentucky Kingdom right now, but that's alright. Here we go. About to ride the one, the only Skyrider. Whoa, I didn't even realize we were dropping. Alright, that was fun. But now let's get on to Raptor, which is an RMC single rail roller coaster. And some of those trees to the right were recently cut. This footage was shot right before I made a big update to the park. I demolished some rides at the park in order to create a transportation ride, which was a train. And then I also RMC'd the wood coaster, which we will get to later. But here we go on the Raptor. I think I made Raptor a little bit too intense, since it's like, I feel like your body wouldn't be able to handle that in real life. But here we go. It's a long lift hill. Each lift hill is about this long, some longer. So lift hills are lift hills. And down the twisted drop into this. This is probably my favorite part of the ride, that turnaround right there, because it has a big airtime moment and then an inversion. I actually fixed that part where it interleaves with the supports. I just learned how to do that today, as I was recording. Alright, so that was Raptor, which is a pretty intense ride in the park. Not my favorite ride, and I wouldn't even say it's my second favorite ride now that I've RMC'd Thunder Rolls. Now, Thunder Rolls was originally my second favorite ride, so yeah. But here's the River Valley Dining, which is one of the restaurants in this amusement park. The other one is in the very back right of the park, but we'll also give you a tour of the bathrooms, which are, they're bathrooms, nothing spectacular. But let's get on to our next roller coaster, eventually. Anyways, here's the pirate ship and the merry-go-round. Those are some of the rides I demolished. I actually also made a boardwalk that included those rides because I wanted to keep those rides, but I had to relocate them in the park. But here we go on Wave Rider, which is the junior coaster, on a very slow turn out of the station and up our tire lift hill. Okay. I had a little bit of difficulty building this one because the ride kept valleying at the very start, because I made it go up just a little bit more and it wouldn't move. So yeah. By the way, I put a bunch of trees around the park because the trees will just make everything seem like it's going a lot faster, and it'll make the park seem more interesting and the rides seem more interesting. But that was Wave Rider, which is the kids coaster in the park. I've got a few other children's rides, but we're not going to get to any of those today. That was Wave Rider. Thunder Rolls is what we will be riding next, which is the wood coaster, and as I said, it is RMC. This ride was named after a song written by the famous country artist Garth Brooks. So, yep. Alright. Time to ride the Thunder Rolls. Here we go. Again, this got RMC'd, so as soon as you walk out, you come out of the station and you start banking to the left but turning right. So it still has the same, like, if you look up like from an aerial view, it'll look the same, but each element is a bit different. So that's like what RMC means. Plus the lip hills are a bit steeper and the ride is overall just a bit more intense. Which the ride was already intense, but you know, we like to RMC it. But here we go, down the first drop. And I feel like I made that drop pretty smooth. Alright, over some airtime hills, which are a lot crazier on the RMC. And around this turnaround, which, yeah. But over some more airtime hills, because why not? I like airtime. And I didn't really have anything else to do with the ride, except for some low to the ground airtime hills. This ride has 2 lift hills, allowing for 3 trains on this ride to run at a time. Only 2 trains can be out on the layout, but 1 train has to be in the station. Alright, here we go, up our second lift hill. This ride, this lift hill I didn't make as steep as the first lift hill, so it's going to take a bit longer to get to the top. But while we're getting to the top, look at Raptor's lift hill. This is almost as just as tall as Raptor. Here we go. And down the drop. This drop was turned into a double down because of the track that I previously placed below it, since I wouldn't be able to do a full drop or else it would hit the track, and we don't really want that. And that is Thunder Rolls. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to hop off right now and head toward the next ride we're going to ride, which is Lava Falls, which that is a log flume, because you know we need a good old log flume in the park, because there ain't nowhere else to get wet. And by this log flume, I have made a boardwalk area that includes a pirate ship, a merry-go-round, and a teacups ride. So, look forward to that the next time I play Theme Park Tycoon 2. I will be uploading a Theme Park Tycoon 2 the weekend after Theme Park Tycoon 2 gets a new update. So, look forward to that. Now, this will only include major updates, not like improvements, but like, well, yes, improvements, but it'll only include major updates like new rides and stuff. So, yeah. Here we go, on the splash boats. Alright. By the way, I would include sounds, but the sounds really aren't all that realistic. So, here we are. Now, they just came out with an update today, the day I'm voice recording, but the newer sounds are a lot more realistic than the older sounds. So, and that is really saying something. Alright, up to second lift hill. If you look to the left, you'll see a part of the park that we aren't going to be able to get to because we don't really have much time. That part includes plane ride, slingshot, and frisbee. I did remove the plane ride and the update to the park, but the other two rides are still there. I also modified the log flume just a bit. You wouldn't be able to notice it unless you were like super picky, but yeah, I did modify it. Alright, and time for Super Flyer. Oh, by the way, I put a bit of scenery by Wave Rider, because why not? But Super Flyer time. Alright, who's ready for Super Flyer? I know I am. Super Flyer is the flying coaster of the park, which is pretty intense. It has a pretzel loop, a dive loop, and a few inline twists, and barrel rolls. Here we go. It puts you in a flying position, so you really feel like you're flying. Some real-life coasters do this in real life. The only one I've heard is Superman Ultimate Flight, which is like, really intense, especially that pretzel loop. Well, only that pretzel loop's intense. I rode Superman Ultimate Flight at Six Flags Over Georgia, just in case you're curious, since there's also one at Six Flags Great Adventure and Six Flags Great America. So yeah. Right there's a time check, so just ignore that. That's the reason why I wouldn't be able to do that land over there. That includes the slingshot. But here we go, down the pretzel loop, my favorite point of the ride. I really like pretzel loops. I really like that sensation. So, I'm hoping to eventually experience another pretzel loop. Alright, here's the dive loop. This is probably my second favorite part of the ride. So, yeah. But I put a lot of trees, and that's because it makes it seem like you're going a bit faster, and it just makes the ride a lot more interesting. Right here, it almost valleys. Like, almost valleys. But that's alright, because it still makes it through. And the ride is over. That ride was a little complicated to build, but it's really fun to ride. I know that. Anyways, it's time for the final roller coaster of the park, which will be a family coaster. I actually haven't decided the name of the coaster yet. So, yeah, leave in the comment what you think I should name the coaster if you'd like to. But the coaster is a family coaster, and it is supposed to be a family coaster. The ride has a drop track. The ride, yeah, it has a lot of cool stuff. But see that flashing building right there? That's one of the surprise elements. Not really surprised because I already told you what it's going to be. It's the drop track. But here we go. On the motorcycle coaster. Alright. Into the big brown box. And this includes an elevator lift hill. Oh, by the way, the lighting pattern is different every single time. So, because I couldn't get the lighting to be exactly the same as the ride synchronous departure. so I just estimated how to do it, and that's about how I did it. It has the same pattern, but every time you ride it, it will look different. Alright, here is the first launch out of 3 launches. This part up here was inspired by Cheetah Chase at Busch Gardens, Tampa, which I have never ridden it, but it looks pretty cool. But here we go into the coaster, the drop track. If you look down, there is fire, but I forgot to point my camera down while I was riding this, so yeah. But here we go, second launch. There's I put a lot of scenery around this. I'm improving on scenery, but I'm not the best at scenery, but I'm improving. I had to trim that airtime hill, because if I didn't, it would be too intense for families, for kids to enjoy. So yeah. Alright, here we go. Through the final turns, and into the final brake run. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed that coaster, since that's my favorite coaster at the park, because of how the drop tracks work, and then all the scenery. But again, here's the fire underneath the drop track. It's pretty cool. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to Stormy Coasters and like this video, and have an amazing day.